Tonight on Events 2016.
The NYS issue is sort of a strange animal. Every morning bearing new wing, new hand, new leg, new hoof.
Initially, just about 791 million shillings had been confirmed to have been stolen. Then the figure ballooned to 1.6 billion shillings. But now, investigators are not even sure how much was stolen.
You've seen the mutating nature of this investigation. The only way to trail it is to follow the money from the time it left the central bank.
Her Majesty Lady Kabura, could you kindly demonstrate to us how you carried 52 million from the bank?
Would carry one at a go.
A grand heist that eventually brought down the Devolution and Planning Cabinet Secretary Waiguru.
I have never seen Kavura live.
Please give us a break.
I am Sylvia Chebet. This year, graphic details of how billions of shillings were stolen from the National Youth Service finally came to the fore. It's a scandal whose full scale is yet to be known, but is evidently evolving into one of Kenya's biggest financial scandals. We have attempted to trace the money trail based on submissions before Parliament's Public Accounts Committee. The grand plan to revolutionize the National Youth Service, a paramilitary outfit, kicked off soon after President Kenyatta assumed office in April 2013. An ambitious 5-point plan to rebrand and restructure NYS was going to empower millions of unemployed youth.
God bless Kenya!
Instead, the project veered off track right at the implementation stage, as it became a honeypot for conniving ranking government officials working in cahoots with rapacious tenderpreneurs.
The 3 stages of money laundering, that is placement, layering and integration, were complete.
17 suspects were hauled in court to answer to charges of money laundering and abuse of office, among others. But it is Josephine Kabura's appearance before the Public Accounts Committee that shed light into the intricate web of blinding public robbery. The former hairdresser is one of the principal suspects of the scandal. Records show that her bank accounts transacted 1.6 billion shillings starting October 2014. The Directorate of Criminal Investigations has so far retraced all of the initial 791 million shillings from the Devolution Ministry's account in Central Bank to Josephine Kabura's 3 companies. Through 18 fictitious transactions, Reinforced Concrete Technologies received 320 million shillings, Roof and All Trading 252 million, and Form Homes Builders about 219 million shillings. All 3 of them paid through Family Bank. Investigators say another 861 million shillings also hit Kabura's other bank accounts. In all, she had 20 companies doing business with NYS and other state departments.
I was the sole proprietor of the businesses.
All the 20 businesses?
Yes, Chair.
What made you register them as many as they have been read?
To get chances of doing business in various institutions.
Well, how were you getting business? Were they even tendering in the first place?
Chair, it was not an open tender.
A friendship that started back in April 2012 proved invaluable according to Kabura, landing her lucrative deals that eluded many suppliers. Her friend was at the helm of the Devolution Ministry, under which the National Youth Service fell.
She introduced me to the NYS, and that's how I got my jobs.
So you got the jobs through Ms. Waiguru?
Yes, Chair.
But the former Cabinet Secretary disowns her.
Honorable Chair, I'll put it on record. I have never seen Kavura live myself.
Waiguru maintains she was in fact the whistleblower.
These payments were done for a road in Kibera. The road in Kibera was only 3 kilometers. It is not possible to build 3 kilometers of road with 791 million. And by the way, I will show you the memo I wrote to the PS raising the concern about the cost of the road. At that time, we did not know that the money was being stolen.
Kabura says she had been contracted to supply road materials, which the Public Accounts Committee learned were in fact drawn from NYS quarries and transported by NYS trucks.
I will put it to you, you did not supply even one pebble of stone. You stole Kenya people, taxpayers' money.
I did deliver all the items that I was supposed to deliver, and that was what I was paid for. Otherwise, I did not steal any money.
Have you ever filed returns to the Kenya Revenue Authority?
No, Chair.
Kabura remains the face of a mysterious cartel that would inflate every contract awarded to dizzying proportions. The Directorate of Criminal Investigations describes the carefully choreographed theft as a game of zeros.
The LPOs, that is the co-duplicate, copies for number 4410 was of 2,085,000 shillings. While in the infamous, a zero had been introduced with a figure of 20 million, over 20 million.
The supposed foolproof IFMIS was abused and became central to the theft.
The issue is not the IFMIS system. The IFMIS system does not read the paper. Ideally, what should have happened, the second person or the third or the auditor should have noticed that the LPO reads 1.5. But the amount in the system is reading 15 million, unless you are all colluding.
Samuel Wachenje was the Director of Finance at NYS.
The supply was done in-house, and were telling us there was a communication to that effect. Why did you sanction the payment, honestly?
If you look at it, actually, we were being micromanaged from the ministry.
Adan Harake was the final approver as the person with authority to incur expenditure, the AIE holder. But he pleads innocence, claiming his IFMIS password was stolen. Cybercrime experts have, however, ruled out his theory, saying there is no evidence to suggest his password was hacked.
Many of us were born BC, that's before computer. Is he sufficiently computer literate?
From my interaction with him the last time, he was entering his password using one finger.
Once the payment was approved on IFMIS, it moved to the next stage. The Principal Secretary would then instruct payments through the GPay system, and Central Bank subsequently released the money to Kabura's bank accounts.
When you make me an accounting officer, you don't make me a supernatural human being that I can see when people are transacting business at 3 a.m. in the morning. You see, I can't see.
And so with the initial 791 million shillings in her bank account, Kabura moved to pay her suppliers, as she claims. But according to the Banking Fraud Unit, this was just a move to cover her tracks.
On the 31st of March 2015, at 0332, Kabura again deposited 20 million to Sam Wadime's account.
Am I hearing you right? 03
yes.
42 hours. Is that hours of human beings and banks to transact? 3 a.m. in the morning, that transaction.
That's what is written here.
These guys were very smart. They could have actually changed the time on that particular PC. It is possible.
Money was lost, 791. But the investigations revealed that these people who are involved never or did not use the normal procurement process completely.
The fraudulent commitment were requested without any document. It was just a request in the system.
The DCI drew a chart based on the withdrawals and bank-to-bank movement of the money.
There was some money that we can see the trail, but any amount which were withdrawn, we could not trail it. So it was 791 million, only about 400 million that we can trace, which went to buy properties.
The money trail shows Kabura withdrew in one swoop 318 million shillings in cash. She then deposited only 80 million into two accounts, one belonging to John Cargo, a suspended Kenya Commercial Bank driver turned millionaire businessman, and to Horizon Limited, a company that belongs to Ben Gethi, another businessman who at 32 years of age has entered the League of Billionaires. He too claimed Kabura was a stranger to him.
All that disappearing of the 791 and the appearing of the man with cash happens in one bank, in one branch. same dates, almost same times.
Where did you get the 80 million shillings that you deposited in 2 days?
That is money from our business.
Geddes says he received payment from NYS for supplying oil and lubricants to the evidently heavy consumer.
For the entire period, how much the total contract for fuel, for oil and lubricants?
Amount right now that has been paid.
Yes.
Received. Yes, has been received.
Yes.
Is around 500 million. But if everything was to be paid, we'll be talking of another figure.
So you are a sacrificial lamb to save who?
Where Ben comes in is where the investigator, who we have all the documentation, showed that really we can ring this guy instead of it probably pointing to the cabinet secretary who took the money. No, let's point it at Ben. Even what we have in court is stories. We are wasting, nothing will be recovered. These are reactive investigations.
A reactive investigation to an elaborate scheme that PSC learned had been drawn from the top levels of the ministry. The then Director General, Jafta Rugut, was one Friday evening handed a letter of transfer and was replaced by Sunday morning.
That changeover baffled me.
But the new Director General, Nelson Githinji, claims he had barely settled when a powerful deputy entered the scene and replaced him as the official with authority to incur expenditure.
In the presentation of your former PS yesterday, he categorically said, and it is on record, that you and the Kenyan had hunted for Harake and deliberately designed this position for her, for him, in order to do these very special duties as Githinji got frustrated.
Can the PS Mangiti provide evidence that I was assisted? Let me finish. I was assisted by Hassan to headhunt Mr. Harake, because I don't know why I am asked to provide evidence and they are not asked to provide the evidence.
We asked
so
him
they are allowed to provide allegations and they are taken as truth. But when I make an allegation, everybody goes up and starts telling me I either substantiate it.
Please.
Investigators are yet to nail the real amounts that could have been embezzled, with new information indicating that 28 top banks in Kenya carried out a myriad of transactions for companies that did business with NYS.
This is really, if you like, a cleansing exercise. You did business with NYS. Did Kenyans get value for money? How was the procurement process? Was it done above board?
Senator Kipchumba Murkomen's law firm, Singoe Murkomen and Sige Advocates, has found itself in trouble after allegedly procuring a property in Eldoret for out-of-the-box solutions, a company that was awarded a publicity tender by the Devolution Ministry but paid 90 million shillings from the NYS account.
Out of the box, for example, was paid 90 million. We received only 15 million. This 15 million is what has been singled out.
Up to now, there is no proof, and it has to go on record, honorable members, there's no proof that the money that was transferred to Sigei Murkomen and Advocates was used to buy property. As far as we are concerned, it was given to you for free.
In the end, the NYS grand heist that shaped 2016 remains a developing story.